Hey.
Uh-huh. No. Yeah. What y'all?
Wala.
Niyake.
Janet.
Chris. Kendrick. Hey. Kurumante.
Madawi ka.
Yate hey.
Sio.
Wado.
Halito.
Uh, Yakoki.
Kikadus.
Madawak.
Gwina.
Ishpiva.
Yeah.
Eh.
Okay.
Mm.
Do we miss any?
Miigwech.
Kunamante. Well, good. Unsti Huntedish. To my Wichita people.
To my Kikapoos.
Good morning. Good morning. Coming live from 1950 South Shepherd here in El Reno. And I am Mr. Hoyt Hall flying out. And we got birthday boy here today. Happy 67th birthday, brother. Mr. Veho.
That's different, Vel. White man.
Oh, wait.
You talking about like a white guy.
A white spider?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, how's it feel to be 34?
Mhm.
Dang, guy, you getting up there.
No,
Oh, Gray Bush over here.
Cheyenne years. I'm still young.
Gray Bush.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce years.
Ray Allen. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, how's it feel to be 34?
Somebody asked me that this morning. I feel good. I guess it hasn't hit yet, so that's good.
You know, it's funny. Whenever I was about 33, and somebody asked me how old I was, and I didn't know.
What?
Did
Wait,
not
what?
know. I had to count.
Dang.
Born in
Yeah. I was like, I was born in 79, and like,
Hey.
I couldn't have just said, what year is it?
Yeah.
No, but happy birthday, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Hope you have a
No,
good
Mado.
one today. You know, hope you get to motorboat some cheeks all
Yeah,
day
yeah.
long.
How? All day long?
Yeah. Hope you get to motorboat some cheeks today.
Mm.
Well, who all said good morning?
Francis Lombear.
Mr. Lombear.
Uh,
What not?
Jay Ladon. Joe Ladon. Jay. Good morning from Colorado Springs. Love y'all. Miss y'all. South Coast.
Oh, thank you for tuning in.
Tobias.
Bias.
Good morning.
Who would not, brother? Who would not? You
Mm.
know, me and friends, little brother, my little brother, Carl Bryce, we had the same Indian name.
Oh,
He had his real big across his stomach. Hoyt Hall.
Mm.
So I spell mine different because, you know, he spelled his Hoihaw. So, you know, like I wanted that to be his. So when I spelled mine Hoihaa.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Hoyt Hall. So, you know, I like to see him comment, you know, makes me think of my brother.
Mm.
But yeah, so how was your weekend? I seen you was out with the kids.
Yeah. We went
Yep.
out.
Seen you came and dropped your mom off at the dance.
Oh yeah. She's wanting to be with her sister, Francine Bitten and Burl.
Yep. It was a great dance. My Aunt Zola turned, you know, they got to honor her for her 90th birthday.
Mm.
And, you know, I sat down and I got to talking with her. And, man, it's such a good feeling to know somebody that personally knew your great grandma.
Mm.
Like that's, you know, like she has her Indian name.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like that's where her name comes from. And now, you know, my sister Tracy has it today. And and what I like the thought about that is I got two granddaughters that need names.
Mm.
And I think about that line of women. You know what I mean? Like I mean, just thinking out loud. Like I would love my granddaughter to carry on that name. So, hopefully we can. I'll see what that takes. See what it takes for us to
It's good. It's
be able to
good.
carry that on. But
Yeah.
it's such an amazing feeling to know somebody that knows your great great grandma.
Dang.
Like she personally knew her.
Crazy. That's
Remember sharing a meal with her. And I mean, I don't know, like it just does something. To have to hear somebody talk about that type of history. So I mean, it was a real good feeling. My aunt's lived a good, prosperous life. And she's full of knowledge, man. She's so full of like Thomas people knowledge. Like she knew all the old folks that we only heard about. So I mean, it was pretty awesome to just sit down with her. It was after the dance. I didn't want to keep bothering her. I didn't want to bother her during the dance. So I went over there and I wanted to take a picture with her and just have a little small conversation. And once she got to talking and started talking about my family's history, it was like I could have sat there all day.
yeah.
I could have sat there all day and listened to my aunt talk. So I mean, I feel like I needed that. I needed that because then she's also telling me she appreciates what I do for a living and how our people need it. And like I can tie those two things together. Like I know where I come from and I know I'm on the right path. You know what I mean? Like that makes me feel good.
Mm.
So I mean, it was very refreshing. So if you didn't make it out to the dance this weekend, you definitely missed out, Domingo.
Oh, I made it out there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see you one time.
I seen y'all pull in. But I was there.
Oh, you was?
Yeah.
How was Gord dance?
They didn't start yet when I got there.
Oh, I thought you was there.
How was co-hosting?
I was there. Yeah.
Give us an update on your eye, Mr. Botone.
Okay.
Everybody wants to
Everybody
know what's
wants to know.
happening.
I did have surgery
Mm.
last Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
and basically the same problem. But like I've been thinking about it, and it's like I don't know, like instead of thinking of like why me type thing, I'm thinking like why not me?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
I believe in the creator's
That's word.
guidance, and if this is where he led me to be, then it's just something that I have to deal with. And I'm not looking at it in a negative way. I'm looking at it as, like what does the creator need me to be blind to be able to see? I mean, I don't know. That's just that's how I think today. I'm in good spirits. It didn't stop me from going out and gourd dancing. I had to be led around, but it didn't stop me from go out and gourd dancing. It doesn't stop me from doing a lot of things. I still go sweat. I still go to meetings. Like, I just don't have that physical part to my life where I can just get up and go. That's like where I'm lacking on that part. And with saying that, I mean, like last year at this time, I was jogging 2 miles.
Mm-hmm. We was at the gym.
We was at the gym all the time. And so like I would have to say that's where like physically, I took some. It's like I took a step back. I feel like, but like mentally, it was a successful surgery. Um, you know, give me about 3 or 4 more months, you know, and I will have my regular vision back. But like I said, it's just part of my process. You know, I still gotta look at everything like this. Like I can see Lord Candy, morning brothers,
Brother Drew.
brother Drew, Theta Morano.
Morning. Everyone,
You know, like Renee Riggles,
a whole Lord
Mary
Candy.
Nanito, Drew Wilson,
Thank you for them prayers, Lord.
Ron Colley.
Mm,
It wasn't a
Uncle.
unk. But you know, it's just part of it, you know. Like I sit there and watch TV like this all day.
Yeah.
You know, and I can, and it's crazy because the doctor was like, I wonder if you can get a contact. You know what I mean? Like that would make things clear for you.
Like a magnifying concept.
Yeah, like a magnifier.
Pretty cool. I'd imagine it wouldn't be that thin though.
Nah.
Pretty big.
But I mean, you know, just for him to even suggest that, I thought it was pretty cool. But I'm comfortable with this, you know? It's way less cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way cheaper. I'm a cheap guy, so. But yeah, you know, I appreciate everybody for the thoughts and prayers. You know, last Thursday, I'm very blessed. You know, I had a quick recovery. I got to come right back to work. So,
Good prayers.
yeah, good prayers, man. I appreciate it. We got to sweat the day before.
Oh yeah, Wednesday night.
Tell us about that experience.
Oh, it was good. It got hot. But it was
Really?
It was good. It was a lot of good prayers I got to see in there.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was. I'm glad you got to bring Tushka.
Yeah, Tushka.
You know, I'm glad he got to come along. You know, and like I can remember the first time somebody took me to go sweat. You know, it was my bro PR Owens, and we were going out to my Uncle Duck's house out there south of Thomas. And you know, I remember Seth Littleman, Kenny Bear Track. There's a few more. Maybe my Uncle Charlie, my Uncle Duck. You know, there's about 5 or 6 of them in there. And it was crazy because Frank Littlehead, he was from Lame Deer. He's the one that was PR was driving for him. He's an old man. He used to have people drive him around, and PR was driving for him. And it was funny because PR lit a cigarette and he gave it to me right in front of that old man. I'm like 8 years old.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, back there. You know, he didn't say nothing because he was kind of like Mr. Magoo. You know, his eyes were almost looked closed. I didn't even think he could see me. Yes, back there. He was laughing at me though.
Hey.
Yeah. Damn, ornery guy. Huh? Couldn't even go sweat. It had to be ornery.
Yeah.
So I remember that. You know, I remember, you know, like I said, Tushka is always gonna remember that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's like it's just a completely different experience. Especially for a young man, you know, they're real impressionable.
Mhm.
You know, he remembers certain things about certain people.
Mm.
You know, so I mean, I thought it was good. I thought it was good that you brought him out there.
Yeah.
You know, and who knows, you know, he could be leading them one of these days. You could,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, start making, you know, start coming out. Start coming out more.
Yeah. I have to bring my other boys too.
For sure, definitely. You know, I'm hoping Tor can get their stuff together for a sweat.
Oh yeah.
You know, have our own stuff, you know.
Like right out here. Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, you know, all you would need is the covers.
Yeah.
And because they, you know, we can always use that sweat. We just have to get firewood.
We got plenty of blankets.
Plenty of blankets, you know. So I don't know. Hopefully hopefully one of these days, you know, we'll
Have
get our
our-
life together.
We can have our own conference.
Hopefully,
Yeah, at the
hopefully, if we ever get our life together.
at the budget in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The budget.
You got Pacina's across the street. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's behind the budget.
Yeah.
Anybody else got any more comments?
David Deere, Stongo.
Stongo David.
Harry said just been tied up the weekends, literally.
Good deal. Stay busy, brother.
Yeah, man. Keep grinding.
Brother Drew, good morning. Mr. Collie. Who else we got?
Lord
Good
Candy.
morning, David.
She good building meeting this weekend. Pray for my tour family.
Oh, appreciate
Oh,
that, brother.
oh.
Appreciate that. Natalie Harjo. Oshkin Yecha.
Ska.
Oshkin Yecha.
Oshkin Yet.
That's her Indian name.
Oshkin
It
Yet.
means stink feet woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Hey.
But yeah, it was a good weekend. You know, we had co-host duties over there in Concho, and yeah, man, it was a great night. Great night. I just laid in bed all day yesterday.
Hey.
I think I got up to take the trash out, and then that was it. That was it, you know, and but yeah, you know, and it was funny because it was probably like around noon or 1. My niece calls me. Ibanka called me. She video chat me on Messenger, and it was funny because you know she's sitting around and Buns was right there. Yeah, he was sitting there with his shirt off. Yeah, cooking hot dogs.
What?
It
Boiling.
was funny because he likes to put his hot dogs in the coals.
Oh.
I don't know. I've never seen that before. When he took a bite, it crunched. Just ash.
God.
Like, damn, this guy's tough, boy. Tough one.
He's been through some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been through a lot.
But yeah, seen them yesterday. So, you know, it was a good day, man. I had a good weekend. Good weekend. You know, I'm looking forward to getting my kids this weekend and just kick them back, you know. Kick them back at the house. Natalie, you know, she went down to her grounds. She's from Alabama grounds. So, you know, I guess they had some doings yesterday. And, you know, I like the fact that she probably left the house about 4:45, 5 o'clock that morning. So she could be down at her grounds by like, you know, 7:30 or something. So, I mean, you know, that takes some dedication.
Yeah.
You know, so I like the fact that she's willing to, you know, go all out. You know, whatever they did, you know, I don't really understand their way yet. And, you know, I didn't want to get in the way either. Didn't want to be led around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even knowing what's going on. But, you know, I'm curious. So I can't wait to see, you know, how they do things. Yeah, when I can see. But should we go ahead and
Jump into this.
dive off into this bad boy?
Yeah. April 14th. Another year, another date. Oh, it says the base of all things is love, respect. Vicky Downey, Tiwa Tezuki Peblo.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest weapon of any spiritual warrior is love. Love will change minds. Love will forgive. Love will let go. Love will cause good luck. Love will heal. Love will cry. Love will get rid of resentments. Love will overcome fear. Love loves love. Any human who is loving will be guaranteed respect. Respect loves love. We need to love and respect ourselves. Grandmother, grandfather, today lead me on the path of love. Oh,
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
Go ahead. It's your
Okay,
birthday.
yeah. Go, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a boy.
Yeah. I don't know. Every time when I first got this book, uh, I went, I read through it. I went straight to my birthday just to see what it was, and I don't know. Growing up, I think it just really, you know, um, love. I feel like that really fits me of how to love, and love heals everything. Love kills everything. And killing with love. Always been told to. So um, with today, I just thought, like, man, just all the stuff, I've been through and what I've come to and who people I've met and crossed paths and the good and the bad. Um, I don't think I don't put no label on them because and I learned. I'm glad I got Will Brady teaches me that not to just label people with how they acted towards you. There could be some way why they act like that, why something happened to them before, and so able to understand that, and look at not what's wrong with me, but what happened to me and what happened to them, and just understanding that too, because a lot of it you can just outrage and just say, well, they're just like that. I mean, I don't like they cuss all the time, or they're always on drug, they're always drinking, and but why are they always drinking? Why is what happened to them? What um yeah, we know what's wrong with them, but what happened to them? So I feel like another year. Just thankful for everything, and just remember to love. Even though when I get uh, like just here recently, just taking care of family and bills and not having that extra, to do stuff, but just to kind of just able to be with each other and knowing that we have a house, our TP, having our car, our transportation, our ponies, but just being able to have that and food on the table and water, light, Wi-Fi, and Suda able to run around and watch her shows and just able just being blessings. When I went to Sweat, that was my first time, so I felt like, man, there's a lot of prayers coming to me when I was in there, and I felt good, and uh, I don't know, just thankful that I was able to do that. And with I got some news this weekend too about some events coming up, and I'm just very blessed, and I'm very excited. What's ahead of me these next 6 7 months. And for my family too. And so I'm very excited. I'm just I want to I'm just being patient and then just ready to explode when that time comes to to perform and prepare myself now. 'Cause I know there's a lot ahead of me, so I'm just being patient and just waiting, and at the same time, working on myself, working my steps. You know, we're waiting for our next county to go to for our next class, but in the meantime, I kind of work on my steps and then working on my goals, and I don't know, just feel good today. Feel love, that love. Show me some love. But I'm a do. Thank you. Mm. So
Oh,
what you?
oh, oh, Mado.
So what do you think?
Oh, 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 oh. Well, what came to mind was, you know, the opposite. I remember a time where I did not understand what love meant. Even as a kid, when I think about my grandma, that's love. You know, uh, she she uh she showed me this unconditional love. I'm not saying that my mom or my dad didn't, but my grandma, Mary Wilson, um, she was definitely like the cornerstone of when I think about what love is. She showed that undying compassion. That You know, she made me feel important in this world. And you know, my mom and dad, you know, they're alcoholics. Um I don't know how healthy the love that I was shown was. You know, like my mom, man, she, you know, she had an anger problem. And maybe it distorted what I thought love was. I thought women are supposed to hurt you. You know, like that's just what they do. You know, like she would once a day, me, Drew, or Marty, you know, one of us would catch it every day from my mom. You know, and it was just like it was a normal day. You know, you if you were the one, you were just the one. You know, my mom would, you know, beat us up pretty bad. You know, one of us every day. And you know, then you're like walking on eggshells all the time. Cause you know it's gonna be you eventually, you know, like you're gonna do something wrong and that's all she needs is that reason. And I remember, you know, getting beat up and then going to my grandma. You know, like she could never save us from the beating, but she would like when we were done getting beat up, she'd be like, "Come here, let's, you know, come here, baby." You know, and it was funny because you know I think about it now, and my grandma would be like, "It's because she has to be sober." You know that she's like that. You know, it's because she wants to go drink and she wants to go smoke.
Mhm.
You know, that's why she does that to you kids. You know, so like I don't know, like it just like even she was excusing it.
Mm.
You know, like and you know, not to say that my mom didn't love you, but didn't love me, but it was like I think it distorted what I thought love was. Then as I get older and I start getting into relationships, you know, then that love takes on a whole new meaning. You know, I got with the girl, you know, she was crazy. I was crazy.
This the one that choked. Or,
You know, we were kids, you know,
yeah.
kids having kids. You know, I don't think neither one of us wanted to be in that relationship, you know, but
Mm.
luckily, you know, we got blessed, you know, and we had 4 kids out of that relationship. And what I found was the love that I needed. The wasn't the love that I got because, you know, I was always looking for that love that I thought I deserved. And it never showed up. You know, it just wasn't
Never.
never came, you know, like it just wasn't for me, you know, that's just how I wrote it off. You know, I was it made me pretty heartless, to be honest. You know, I was a heartless person. You know, I would cut and run. It wasn't nothing for me to hurt you. You know, like they say, hurt people hurt people. And what that created was like this hate, you know, for myself. And you know, and it showed in my actions the way I treated other people. But when I started having kids, you know, when I seen my son Isaiah, you know, that triggered something that I was not expecting. You know, you hear about it all the time. You know, thugs they have babies, but they don't take care. You know, like I wasn't one of those types of thugs. You know, like you know, I had Isaiah, and you know, then I had Brianna 9 months later. You know, from 2 different women. You know, Isaiah's mom, and then Brianna's mom. And you know, I thought, in my own mind, I don't know why these chicks can't get along. You know,
I don't know.
you don't know what their problem is, like, but we all had this distorted version of love.
Yeah.
We all keep using that word for our advantage. I thought you loved me. Well, if you love me, you'll do what I say.
Mhm.
Not realizing that we had no idea what love was. So it's like once I was able to go through that, have my kids, then I realized like I had a good dad. Fortunately, Johnny Luke Botone, that was my dad. Um, man, he was a good dad. He was so good to me. I can't deny that. He was an alcoholic, but my dad loved me. And luckily, I was able to show my kids that. And I wasn't the type of parent that's gonna let my kids do whatever they want. I've never been that type of parent. We were me and my brothers and my sister, we were well mannered. That and it goes back to I felt like I love my kids enough that I'm gonna get on to them. I don't want nobody else to have to get on to them. My mom told me if you love your kids, you're going to tell them to do, you're going to want them to be better. You're going to want them to do the right thing. So you got to start teaching them young. And she said because if you got bad kids, she said if you got bad kids, no one's going to want you around because then that means that people are going to have to deal with your kids. And that made sense to me. So it brought on that kind of love. I'm not going to beat the hell out of my kids, but I'm going to try to teach them to be better than I was. And because, that came up this weekend, about, that part of my life, about maybe, I don't know, like, I still don't understand, but I guess it's not for me to understand too. But, like I think about all these different types of love, that I had to experience. And, I would have to say the main one that sticks out was I did not know how to love myself. When it comes down to it, I did not know how to love myself. I knew how to love my kids. I tried the best that I could with being a dad. And, you'd probably have to ask my kids about that, about how that went, but my kids, they're good people. They're good people. And I'm real fortunate for that, And but today, I feel like whenever I was in a relationship, whenever I was a kid, it was like I only love you because you do what I want you to do. Like if you did this or you did that, I wouldn't love you. Like if you do things to make me feel better, then I love you. Like I didn't realize that love was loving somebody for no matter what they do. Like that's love, that unconditional love. You're always gonna love somebody no matter what, like you would a family member. Like I love my grandma. You know, like it's nothing else compares to that. I've never experienced another type of love like that. So I mean, like I always say, I always think about when we read this, what we said last year. I remember last year I said love always wins. And I still believe that. I will live and die by that. Love always wins.
Always.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with that, I will say love always wins. Learn how to love yourself.
Yeah.
And with that process right there, learning how to love yourself, you can't give away what you don't have. So, unfortunately, fortunately, along my journey, once I got into recovery, I got to recover all the relationships that I had broken, except, with the baby mama. That's it's a whole
That's word.
can of worms. But as long as I cleaned up my side of the street, then I'm happy with the way things are today. So, Badoo,
Badoo.
like my granddaughter says, Badoo, Badoo.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Bowtone. Up in here,
We have any comments?
Dave Levi said Randy Nolene be loving on himself too much sometimes. This guy.
I don't know why, but I believe you.
Hey, Renee Riggles. Amen, Barry.
Thank you.
I want all my kids to be better than me in life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Randy Nolene, Cash App him.
I think he's talking about you for your birthday.
Oh yeah. I need to post that.
You want me to put it on there?
Window.
What's your cash app? We'll put it on a banner.
www. Yeah.
But yeah, Randy's birthday's coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I want to say in maybe 2 weeks. What's today? 14th. I'd say in about 10 days, maybe. I don't know. He keeps changing his damn sober date.
Mm-hmm.
It used to just be 5 days before me. Now it's like a whole 10 days before me. Like, I don't know how that happened.
Memories coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been sober way long.
Way longer. Matter of fact.
Yeah, when we were at Riverside, California, at Pacific Manors, it was only he got there 5 days before me. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just matters how he's feeling. But yeah, we'll get to, it'll be his 4-year chips coming up. No fronts. So, I can't wait. But we're leaving. He gets here on the 26th, and we're leaving on what? The 28th? 27th?
Yep.
So I want to say he gets here. Yeah, hopefully I can catch up. Randy, we're going to Portland, Oregon at the end of this month, and I got to catch you the day before we leave. So we're gonna have to, we can go to dinner or something. Hopefully you get here a day earlier than that. So, but yeah, that's my brother. He comes back every year, and we always celebrate his sobriety day.
You gonna make him a cake?
Strawberry cake?
I mean, I'll make him a cake. It don't matter to me, bro.
Yeah.
I think I made him one the past couple of years. He'd come to the AA house, and we would.
You share a birthday with my sister too.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Sister Dina's birthday is today.
Oh, that's cool. Happy birthday, Dina.
No, I better not say it on here.
Don't.
She's 21.
She just turned 21.
Just turned 21.
I hope she doesn't tear it tonight.
It's warm out there.
Natalie said, "Quit rubbing your eye."
I can't.
She's
I can't.
watching you. You share a birthday with Courtney's brother, Matt.
Pooh
Baker.
and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield.
It is.
He's gonna be at the cookout.
I text him, but he's at Tampa Bay. So
Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
yeah, Baker Mayfield.
If you're watching Baker, show up at the Adams Park later.
Yeah, Adams Park, and come get some glizzies and a turkey burger.
Whoa.
Nah.
Very sad. I'm staying home.
Nah, it's right. It's cow.
It's cow. Beef.
Oh, Ron said I took so many beatings from my mom. She could just look at me and I straighten up. Boy, yeah.
That look, yo. I know that look, boy. Yeah, one time, my church, we were doing some kind of like Christmas play or something, and I'm up at the front, right in front of the stage at at the church in Thomas, and I remember I kept making my table laugh. When I turned around to look for my mom just like, and it was like I just like, oh man, like after that I just got quiet. Yeah, and
Yeah,
sat
shoulders
down.
go up. Yeah.
You shrink in your seat.
Yeah, like oh man, I'm gonna catch it when I get home. And it's crazy because all everybody knew, like how my mom disciplined us.
Oh, dang.
Like everybody knew, like she didn't play, like she didn't play, like
Ain't no games right here.
yeah, she come through with both fists,
Dang.
and light you up,
Yeah.
and so like as I got older, it's like, man, getting into a fight, that wasn't nothing, like it was everyday things to me. Getting into a fight, I didn't understand why I got in so much trouble. I'd just be sitting there thinking, like, oh, what, y'all don't fight at home? Like me and my brother Brandon, we get into a fight, man, be a knockdown drag out. Like we'd be going at it. And he was 3 years older than me.
Title match.
Man, like we'd be, one time he hit me in the face with a bat.
Dang.
Yeah.
God.
We were rough. We were a rough bunch, He swelled my eye shut.
Dang.
And it was crazy because me and my cousin Robert, we were trying to go in the side door. You know how Indian homes are? They have the front porch, and then on the side, there's a side door with the step. We were trying to go inside, and I was like, watch out, Brandon. He was sitting there smoking a cigarette. Watch out, Brandon. Let us go in, let us, scoot over a little bit so we can go in. He just said, go around. I was like, man, come on, man. Like, give me 6 inches, like scoot over. And I hit him in the back with the door. Come on, bro. And then he jumped up and pimp slapped me to Detroit. Yeah. Yeah. Man, he came from way back there and just pimp slapped the hell out of me.
Damn.
And I fell on this lawnmower. Like I fell inside the bars.
Damn.
And I was just like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Man, I jumped up, was so mad. I picked up a bat and acted like I was gonna hit him and I was making him flinch.
Yeah, dang.
You know what I mean? Like my mom didn't know what was going on. She probably heard us.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hell with you, Brandon, like I didn't, like I'm like just making him flinch around. You better not. You better not. And then so I walk around to the front and I throw that bat down. And we're walking around to the front. And I turn around and he's coming at me with that bat. And I grabbed it. And we started fighting over it. And he hit me in the face with it.
Dang.
Damn. And it was like after I got shot in the eye. You know what I mean? So like my eyes like swelled shut.
Oh, dang.
And it was like just everyday business.
Yeah.
Like we all had that anger in us because of the beatings that my mom would give us. You know what I mean? Like we all had like everybody was on edge. Like it was crazy, man. It was crazy to think like that was everyday life. And then to think like that's why it wasn't a big deal for me to move to El Reno. Where there was so much alcoholism going on at my other grandma's house. I would rather deal with that than have to worry about, getting beat up by my mom every day. Like, I don't know, like nobody's I can do whatever I want over here. Nobody cares what I do or cares about me, but I'd rather have that than somebody showing me like, doing all the things, punching me, kicking me, like punching me, my own mom punching me in the face, like I don't know. It's just I can't ever say though that she didn't love me. It's just that I don't think she knew how to love either.
Mm.
And did anybody ever do her like that? Hell no. No, she wasn't raised that way. Like I don't understand where that comes from. I don't understand how that, like it really messed with me like for a good part of my life, mentally. So, and I love my mom. I do love my mom. I wouldn't choose anybody else to be my mom.
Mm.
But when it comes to love, like the things that I had to go through to figure it out. So whenever I think about it today, like
Leave your eye alone.
my granddaughter, like when she sees me,
Yeah.
like to me that's love.
Mm.
Like when my granddaughter sees me, she comes running down the hallway because Papa, Papa. Like to me that's love.
Mhm.
Like I get to see that. And
Mm.
when the way she looks at me, that makes me feel equal to a lot of different things. And, that I hold up here when that little girl sees me, it makes me feel like I'm up there with,
Yeah.
all these other things. So I have experienced love, and it's because of that little girl, Alani. So I don't know. I'm very, very thankful.
Is that still pure love?
Pure, puro,
Pure
Puro
love.
puro amor. Do we have any comments?
Oh, Natalie, yeah. Happy Warrior Day for Mingo. McKay case. No such thing as can't you always can what my papa used to say to me. Oh, Leanna, thank you, Leanna. Happy birthday, Jade. Oh, Mary Beaver. Good morning, tour. Happy birthday, Mingo. Oh,
Good morning.
Yolanda said you're making me cry of happiness.
Aww.
Dave Levi said I got questions for you guys.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go, Dave.
Go,
All right,
Dave.
we're ending the stream. No.
Go ahead, Dave. 'Cause I'll go on another tangent.
Yeah, we got time.
Well, we'll read the other comments while we're waiting.
That's it. Hurry up, Dave.
Utch.
Would you rather be a Jen Miller from Billings?
Balance.
Wanna.
If it wouldn't. Oh, what tribe are you, Jin?
Yeah, what tribe are you?
Are you Upsalike? Or are you. Let us know what tribe you are. Is that a comment?
Yeah, Leanna Thomas. It's crazy what you learn is normal when growing up. When I was a kid, I lived with my mom. We had very few rules, but be home before the street lights come on. Be nice. When I moved to live away with my dad, my stepmom, we had to ask to do everything and ask to eat anything, ask to drink anything else but water, ask to watch TV and to use the phone to go outside. Super strict. Stepmom freaked out when we didn't listen. Found out later she was
Unmedicated?
unmedicated bipolar. What? Oh, Jen Miller said
I was waiting on you to
she's
read.
Southern Cheyenne.
All right.
Consistence.
Well, I was waiting on you. You were just sitting there staring at.
Oh,
I was waiting on you to keep reading it. You just
oh,
went.
Dave Levi.
What did Dave say?
Oh, can we go do yoga on Friday?
No. Yeah. Nah. Well, answer him.
Yeah. Oh, what time?
What time? Just call him. Just call him.
Yeah.
Put his number up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Put it down. Yeah, 405.
Put his personal number down there.
We get another comment.
I'll figure it out.
But yeah, well,
See if you want to do announcements or not.
Yeah.
oh, you are.
Oh, do we have anything?
Just the normals.
Oh, Talkspace. Hide that. Okay. Talkspace ages 13 and up. It's free online therapy. Talkspace Go is an app, and Talkspace Therapy.
We can't see who gets on there,
Yeah.
so
So
if
yeah,
you need it, use it
use it.
to anybody and everybody. If you need it, use it.
And shout out to Brain Logics. Stay tuned with our tour activities. Text tour to 888-580-4TOUR.
Shout out to Brand Logics. I can't quit itching my.
I
better
know.
stop.
God. Well, Brady meetings. Tonight is Mending Mondays here at 1950 South Shepherd. El Reno, 7 o'clock. Thursdays are Talking Circles at 810 East Cedar
Avenue
Avenue.
in Weatherford at
the-
7 o'clock.
Oxford, 7 o'clock. And then also here at 1950 South Shepherd, 7 o'clock. And the Youth Empowerment here at
At 7 o'clock
7
on
o'clock.
Thursday nights.
And then Fridays, a 12 step to more pen to paper, more in depth of each step. Don't matter what step you're on, just come on out. If
Yeah,
you're,
just come on out.
come
good meeting.
experience.
We had some people. Well, sorry, we had some people that were trying to come Friday, but our facilitator got tied up, and I think he had a bingo session that he had to make it to.
Oh,
Yeah,
bingo. Ah.
but we did have some people come,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, there was nobody here. So sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. My apologies.
Next,
Junior Princess, we're still taking application.
next slide.
Yep. Applications for a Junior Princess, ages 10 to, is that 15? 10 to 15. Submit your application and how substance use and recovery that's impact your life. Impact the photo, your regalia, and the ability to attend recovery and Native American events. Scan the QR code, and we'll be announcing in August or September of 2025.
September.
That's when we're crowning them.
We're crowning you.
Yeah, we need more applicants.
Don't forget our recovering housing assistance. You get 500 for what, twice a year?
Yeah,
12
twice
months.
a year.
12 months.
We try to do it back to back.
Yeah, you can do back to back, or just whenever you need it. OCAR certified. You go to ocar.org.
Yeah, and look for their OCAR
Yeah.
certified homes.
You can look quicker on that on the homes.
But for us to get this grant, it could only be OCAR certified homes because there's a lot of sometimes there's just shady business that goes on at sober livings, unfortunately. And we're not saying all, but we're trying to avoid putting our people in an unsafe environment.
Oh, that we're still taking the culture closet. We have a very good closet. We had a good. I don't want to say no names. but
We
had-
don't have no names.
Yeah, but
Desi
we've
didn't
been.
get it.
Yeah,
Yes, it will not.
but we've been received a lot of good regalia. So thank you, who have brought and dropped off some stuff for our kiddos. That need regalia, that are dancing and they're in
Yeah, it's
recovery.
for the kids that are in the system. It's for kids that are part of our that are in like the adoption process. It's just trying to keep them in contact with their culture.
Yep.
That's the motivation behind this. Is maybe there's a kid that wants to go dance, that they're trying to keep the culture alive in their life. So
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. So I'm just happy we can promote that here on the tour page.
Sober Skins, April 22nd.
Sober skins.
Here at 1950 South Shepherd it's from 4 to 7. So it's a lot of networking, kind of meet and greet. We're gonna have walking tacos.
I don't know what we're having.
Donuts. I think we're having donuts. I don't know. Maybe a potluck. Well, we'll figure it out. But
Yeah. We'll
but,
figure
you
it
know,
out.
networking, any kind of assistance, or just one-on-one with our PRSS. Just come on out and
Just trying to figure out how we can make something
yeah,
happen for our people,
yeah, and any resources you want to know, or here in
or
Oklahoma.
any you want to bring.
Yeah.
More than welcome to come and just, if anything, we'll just have dinner.
Yeah, and we're having open mic and live podcast. So.
If anything, we'll just have dinner.
Yeah.
Nothing special, just have
Breakfast
dinner.
for supper.
Come break bread.
Biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
Do we have any more comments?
Jeremy Bird's head. What?
Oh.
Diego. It's Domingo, not Diego. Hey.
All right.
Lewis and Jeremy. Oh, brother. Y'all's down there, down south in is it Lawton?
Good deal, brother.
South
Good deal.
Medallica.
Glad to see you on, man. I seen him standing on the top of Mount Scott.
Mount Scott. Coach
That was
Scott.
pretty cool,
Oh, couldn't believe see. Oh,
So,
Doski.
what okay?
Jessica Lacey. Is that for the kids too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anybody and everybody.
Oh.
Miss Tatum Escott.
Miss Tatum is in the house. She is in the building.
She is official, like a referee's whistle.
She clocked in and.
Did you go to orientation? Oh, I see. I told y'all.
See, yep. She didn't get.
So we were like, "Where's Tatum?" I thought it was her first day. I said, "I think she's at orientation."
Oh.
So yeah, Tatum Escott, who is officially a part of the tour. The Tour 9. There's 9 of us now.
Hey.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This team's growing. I think we've outgrown this office.
Yeah.
If anything. So which one of y'all are giving up y'all's desk?
I don't know. Carmelo.
Who's giving up their desk?
Oklahoma City or I don't know.
Well, the other day I heard y'all both volunteering.
Well, it didn't come down to one.
All right.
Shall continue.
Tatum needs a desk. Who's giving up their desk? That's where Theta always sits. Come on, we're gonna flip a coin or what?
She can have mine. I'll stay at home.
Oh, cowgirl now. You're a cowgirl now.
Lets me stay at home.
Hey.
No, you can sit over here with me.
Sit right here.
You can sit over here with me. Well, with that, I guess
Dave's got a question for you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
What do you do when that pink cloud goes away?
What do I do? For me, I had to do. I had to work on these healthy habits, right? When I think about willingness, I think about going to meetings. I think about sharing at meetings. I think about getting a sponsor. I think about reading that big book. Like you have to those things just don't come naturally, right? And do y'all know what the pink cloud is?
Is that when
It's like you get lost in the feeling of being sober. Like everything is ice cream and rainbows, right? Like you're in treatment, you don't have a lot of worries.
Yeah.
Insurance is paying for your sober living. You don't have to buy groceries. You don't even have to buy toilet paper or nothing like that. Honestly, that's that pink cloud. And to me, that's what it meant to me, is that I had no kind of responsibility. All I had to do was work on myself. So, nobody had to tell me, you need to go to a meeting. Nobody ever told me that, because I was already on my way, or I was already planning on going. I really had to make that a part of what I did and who I was. I had to make that a part of who I was. If you're going to catch me anywhere, catch me at a meeting. If you want to see me, come see me at a meeting. So whenever that pink cloud went away from me is when I came back to El Reno. And we're in California, where before COVID, they said in Orange County there were 2,200 meetings a week. 2,200 meetings a week in California.
Wow.
And then you come home to El Reno and there's 2 a day. There's your noon, your old school meeting at noon, and then the younger guys, the addicts, we all go in in the evening.
Mhm.
So, I mean, to me, I really buckled down. I really realized that I have no business going where I needed to go. I made it a part of my process. It's like, what's going on at the clubhouse today? Like I don't know, like I learned all these healthy habits. If I'm not feeling good, I go for a walk. If I have to, I learned how to meditate. Like you got to start figuring out how to do a lot of things on your own that doesn't contribute to you using. Like pay attention, I'm talking. Yeah. But it's like, give me that phone.
What? You got give me yours.
But it's like, that's what it came down to. What am I really motivated to do? Am I going to keep playing into my addiction and to my old habits? Like because when I got back, I felt like my girlfriend at the time, I felt like she relapsed like the first night we got back. Like that's, I mean, that's how I honestly felt. Because and I was sitting there thinking, like, here I am gonna fly home a couple days later, and like that's what I got to look forward to. You know what I mean? Like I'm already in this fight by myself. Instead of getting mad at her and doing what she did, I went to AA more. I went and found me a sponsor here, and I started practicing all these healthy habits. Like I wasn't gonna put myself in limbo. I wasn't ever gonna put my sobriety in somebody else's hands. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what you do. I'm gonna stay sober. Like be as toxic as you want. It's not gonna have any effect on me over here because I know I'm gonna call my sponsor. I'm gonna go to a meeting, and if anything, if I'm just bored, I'm gonna get into that big book. And fortunately, I found a way to stay sober. I found a way, and basically what it came down to was doing healthy habits, doing things that helped me stay sober. That was probably the number one thing that I did. And then number two was I did what everybody else was doing. Not anybody on the streets, but everybody at my clubhouse. Everybody at the 506. I did the things that they were all doing. We just hung out together. We'd go bowling. We would do, like all these different things. If they were having a dinner, I was going to be there. So I mean, that pink cloud, I mean, mine might have happened before that. But I'm still on insurance. I'm still having my sober living paid for. I have a job. I'm traveling all over Orange County on a bus pass. Like I felt very responsible. But at the same time, I also still didn't have no responsibility. I didn't have to. I just had to be home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
That was it. But I was able to hold on to a job, build up a little bit of money, and I had something to fall back on whenever I got out of treatment. So, that pink cloud, it can be a tricky thing, definitely a tricky thing. And fortunately, when I got, there was one time that they were having my daughter's birthday at Canton Lake. So her aunt and uncle, they rented a boat and they had it for the weekend. And I remember thinking, you know what? I might be able to have a beer. Like, it crossed my mind. But whenever I got there and I seen other people drinking, and like when you're sober, man, you don't want to be around nobody else that's drunk. Like I thought, like, there's no way in hell, like, I'm ready to give up what I got, because my mind's always going to tell me, it's always going to justify having that one beer, having that one drink. But luckily, man, I just thought about it, because I grabbed a fishing pole and I went over to the bank and I just started fishing, and that's what kind of helped calm me down. And until it got dark, and then I could go over there. Once I got my bearings back about me, I could go back over there with everybody else around the fire, and it wasn't a big deal to just sit there and just enjoy myself. So I mean, the thoughts still come and go, but the action, like the action of it, I wasn't. I don't know, like it just, luckily, I've been able to stay sober almost 4 years. So
Yep. May 4th coming up.
May 4th, may the 4th be with you.
So there you go, Dave. For the question of when that pink cloud
Right,
fades
didn't even
away.
come close to the answer he's looking for.
Oh yeah.
That's not even what I was
No,
talking
That's not even what I was talking
I was
about.
talking about what happened.
Well, with that, I gotta say, aho, like, share, follow.
Oh,
Tell your mammy about us.
oh,
Happy birthday, Mr. Domingo White Man.
Michael Duncan said, "Good morning, bros."
Good morning, Mr. Duncan.
Tara Coast.
Hope that California weather is good to you today. I know it was windy around here.
Oh, yeah.
It's been warm though. We've been warming up. So
Nyakit J Bo.
J Bo, good morning, Auntie. But yeah. Well, with that, I think it's time we get off of here.
Dave's got another question.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
How can someone safely check on a friend that seems to be struggling in recovery without offending him?
Don't go by yourself. Don't go by yourself. Take somebody with you. Call somebody from your clubhouse. Take somebody else who's sober with you. I've learned that. That's one thing that my sponsor, he showed me. We went on a couple of AA calls, and he called me up and was like, "Hey, can you come and sit with me? Not sit with him, but can you come and sit with me while I go check on a friend?" And that's one thing that he talked about, is like, to keep yourself safe. You got to bring somebody else to hold you accountable. Because if it's your good friend, them old times are gonna start coming back. Them old memories.
Yeah, gonna be like,
It's gonna feel more natural to use with them than it is to actually be there for them and check on them. So always take somebody with you that holds you accountable. So I mean, I actually got to see that with me and my sponsor. I've been on a couple of AA calls with him. So, and it's crazy because I seen the guy last time I was at the clubhouse, and he thanked me. Man, the last time I seen you, I rode his scooter. I rode his scooter to my to my to my sponsor's house. So I mean, that's the safest way that I've ever heard, is take somebody that holds you accountable. You know what I mean? Somebody that keeps you safe. Never go by yourself. So Is that it, brother?
Hey, Stacy Star said, "Good morning, fellas.
Good morning, Stacy.
Need prayer, struggling today."
Oh, you're definitely in our prayers, sis.
Stacy.
Definitely in our prayers. Get on a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Get on a Zoom meeting. There's definitely help out there. Definitely help. Just reach out. Reach out. Go to the clubhouse. Whatever whatever it takes, sis. Don't be afraid to reach out to none of us. We're definitely, just sometimes, you just gotta let things go. You got to be able to talk these things out. So,
Aho, J-Bo, happy birthday, Mingo. Michael Duncan said it's beautiful here.
man, I can only imagine that Sacramento weather.
Naomi, living my best life. Good morning.
She's in California too.
Yeah, she said needing prayer, struggling today as well.
Oh well, get on a Zoom meeting. It's definitely accessible on your phone. You can always find a Zoom meeting. Go to Everything AA, and they can direct you towards these Zoom meetings. And if you need immediate help, reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody and call them and let them know what's going on. Like they say, a closed mouth does not get fed. So,
on one more question, Jessica Lacey, how can you get someone help if they're not willing to?
I mean, that's the tricky thing about that whole process.
How fast?
Nobody could force me to do that. Like I tried to get sober before. I tried to do it for my girlfriend. I tried to do it for my girlfriend. But it wasn't until I did it for myself that anything stuck. Like you can definitely plant the seed. You can definitely plant the seed. You can talk to them. Like you got to stay positive with them. You got to help them understand that there is a way, but you cannot force anybody until they are ready. That's just the unfortunate thing about this whole process, right? Because you don't know how many parents, grandparents, spouses reach out to us and say, "Hey, my family member needs help." Well, at some point, we need them to call us. At some point, we need them to like it's their recovery, right?
Yeah.
So like we will help them so far, but at some point we got to let them, we'll talk them along through the whole process. But yeah, I mean, that's tough. You got to be able to plant some seeds.
Kikadoos, Mary Faye. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday. God bless you and keep.
Good morning, Mary Faye. Kikadoos.
Yeah, Kikadoos, Pivot One.
Do we have any more questions?
No, I think that's it.
Is that it?
Prayer for Naomi and Stacy.
Yes, you're in her
Prayer for
prayers,
y'all, and
sis.
let Jessica Lacey. Prayers for y'all.
And yeah, that's probably my most powerful tool is prayer today. Prayer. Somebody had to have been praying for me. Because I don't think, I was praying to God like he was Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And I wondered why things didn't work out. Yeah. Where'd she go?
Yeah. Where he go? Yeah. Good morning, Cassie B.
Good morning, Cass. Well, with that,
with that, you can close it?
Yeah, we should go ahead and close out.
Safe
Happy
travels.
birthday, Mr. Domingo
Aho.
White Man.
Thank you.
Old Gray Bush over here is
No,
34
no.
years old.
Brown Bush, man. Hey. Bushwhacker. Yeah.
Well, we have a full team here in the office today.
Yep.
We want to welcome Miss Tatum Baker to the team. And Darian's gone today, so we're just kicking it. So the hell with you, Darian. Don't ever come back.
Do the propeller.
Yeah. And he left me in charge. So
Oh.
yeah. So we'll get some money out of the
Go to Dean's.
Yeah, we'll go to Dean's.
We'll go to Dean's. And lunch.
Well, with that, like, share, follow, tell your mammy about us. And we will see you later on this afternoon for Mental Health Monday. So I hope.